You're listening to the One Man Show Network.
Welcome to the MMA Fight Picks Podcast with your host, Aaron Weinbaum.
Today's MMA Fight Picks Podcast is brought to you by Hero Soap Company. Hero Soap is an all-natural soap with no harsh chemicals and are made with essential oils. This means no lab-made synthetic properties that can irritate sensitive skin. This is why you won't find cotton candy or bubblegum scented products, just real great smelling soap. Best of all, Hero Soap is USA veteran owned, and a percentage of the proceeds from your purchase go directly to veterans and first responders. Hero Soap is packaged in a water and dust-proof resealable bag that will repel the harsh elements so you can take it with you hiking, camping, wherever. Each bar of soap is handmade in Phoenix, Arizona. Every ingredient used to make Hero Soap is sourced from companies right here in the USA. Unlike other lifeless natural soaps, there are tons of great smelling soaps to choose from. Cedarwood with charcoal, relaxing lavender, and my favorite, peppermint plus cool. And fellas, it's so good, it'll make your balls tingle. Simply go to herosoapcompany.com/discount/MMAFP for 10% off your purchase, or just enter promo code MMAFP at checkout if you don't want to type all that in. You can even subscribe and save even more money. Remember, promo code MMAFP for 10% off your purchase. You'll smell great without irritating chemicals, and you'll be giving back to USA veterans and first responders. All right. Welcome to the MMA Fight Picks Podcast. I am your host, Aaron Weinbaum, and I guess if you happen to be on Haps, that's great. I would love to hear from you there. If you're on Twitter or Facebook, you can leave me comments, assuming I am broadcasting there. I'm not sure that I am, so we'll see. Yeah, I am on Twitter for sure, so cool. All right, so for UFC 262, so you can leave me comments there or on Haps. Let me try a little clubhouse action here, and we'll see, though. We'll see. I think, is my phone muted? Yes. Okay, so we won't hear any crazy noise. So UFC 262, Chandler versus Oliveira. I know I'm doing this at kind of a strange part of the day, but I've got some things to do. I'm going to help my daughter move back home from college for the summer, and we'll see what happens for there. She's already texting me, of course. She has the radar. She wants to know if I remember if we packed a broom for the apartment. So I have no idea, kiddo. Sorry. All right. Anyway, enough of that. I did text her back. I'm a good dad sometimes. No, I'm a good dad. For sure. Because wait, where am I? Okay, sorry, I got a little lost there. Anyway, thanks for the distraction, Irma. All right, first fight of the night. Andrea Lee versus Antonio Shevchenko. Shevchenko, the sister of champion Valentina Shevchenko. This fight taking place at strawweight, I believe. No, it is not. I take that back. At flyweight. Taking place at flyweight. Okay. Well, let's take a first look at Andrea Lee. 3 losses in a row. Roxanne Martifari, Lauren Murphy, and Joanne Calderwood. Hasn't won since Montana De La Rosa back in 2019. Before that, she was on a nice win streak. Gosh, I don't think she had lost before that since 2016. So some decent wins there. Valentina, I think everyone gives her a little more credit than she deserves because she's the sister of the champion. She did just win a fight against Ariana Lipski back in November of last year. I thought she fought, golly, time flies. And then before that, fighting Katlyn Chookagian May of last year, so almost a year ago. I remember watching that because I was on vacation at the time at Gulf Shores. And I only remember that because it was such a crazy deal trying to go anywhere on vacation. So it was really, really kind of interesting that I even pulled it off. So how about that? Whoops. So let's take a look at the odds here. The odds say, yeah, they got Lee as a slight underdog. Shevchenko is a minus 185 favorite. So, not a real, I think what you're going to find, most of these fights, from what I understand, the odds are going to be pretty darn tight. I do think they do have this one right. I wouldn't be surprised if Shevchenko loses, but I think she's got the edge, and she certainly fought the stiffer competition. So I'm going to go. Well, I take that back. Andrea Lee did fight Lauren Murphy, but I'm still going to go with the odds on this one. Now my phone is ringing. See, this is why I never do these during the day, so nobody's home to answer. All right, anyway, lightweight Mike Grundy versus Lando Vannata, funky Lando Vannata. Let's take a look here. Mike Grundy last fought Mosfar Evaliv back in July of last year and lost. Before that, lots of wins. Not the most decorated schedule. Ned Narimi, Fernando Bruno, Michael Tobin, Yukata Salto. So, yeah. And a lot of these were in Shudo, Shinobi. Not a lot of UFC experience. Just the two fights. And you got Lando. Funky Lando. You always root for that guy. He did just lose to Bobby Green in a decision loss. Has a win over Yancy Medeiros. A loss to Mark Tiakis. Make sure my other phone wasn't ringing. No. So he's kind of all over the place. He had that weird majority draw against Matt Frivola. So, yeah. I'll see what the odds say. I have a feeling they lean toward Lando, but now they're near even with Mike Grundy being the slight favorite. I like Lando's experience, though, so even though he is minus 105 near even, I'm going to go with Funky Lando on this one. Next up, middleweight Souza, Jacare Souza taking on, André Muniz. So I'm a little surprised. I didn't even know this fight was coming, and it is way down on the undercard, which is, not normal for a Jacare fight. You may know that, Jacare lost during punches, on his knees, I guess, against Kevin Holland. Before that, lost to Jan Blachowicz. That was a split decision, and he really did well, I thought, against Jan. I thought he abandoned going to the light heavyweight division just a little too soon there. Before that, a unanimous loss against Jack Hermanson. So his last win at middleweight was, November 2018 against Chris Weidman. Let's take a look at Muniz here. Certainly not the more decorated of the two fighters. Bartosz Fabinski, Antonio Araujo, all wins. Hasn't lost since Azabat Miraznikov back in 2016. Wow, but hasn't really fought the who's who of the UFC. Jacare only fights the best of the best, maybe with the exception of Kevin Holland. But, people get caught. See the odds. A minus 125 favorite for the former Strikeforce middleweight champion, Jacare. André Muniz, a plus 105 near even. I got to go with the odds here. I think I like Jacare. I like his experience. And if he doesn't win this fight, I don't know what to do. This one's going to be a banger. Shane Burgos against Edson Barboza. Okay, Burgos just lost that fight to Josh Emmett. For that, 3 impressive wins in a row. Marquand Americani, Cub Swanson, Kurt Hollabaugh. And then let's go take a look at Edson here. Did just beat Marquand Americani. Also had a split decision loss to Dan Ige. And this was, his first 2 fights at featherweight, which I don't know how this guy cuts down to featherweight, to be honest. And then before that, 2 losses in a row at lightweight. Paul Felder, Justin Gaethje. Let's see what the odds have to say. The odds say that Burgos is a slight favorite. Ooh, minus 130, plus 105 even for Barboza. I'm going to go with Barboza. The 3rd fight at featherweight. He looked like he adjusted much better in his last one, and was killer even at lightweight as well. So Barboza. Let's go, Sa. Going for, I mean, so you're not going to get a lot of money back here right now. It's near even unless these things move. All right. Katlyn Chookagian taking on Viviane Araujo. And I'm sure I'm butchering that. I'm so sorry. Let's take a look at Viv first. Viviane just beat Roxanne Modafferi back in January and has a win over Montana De La Rosa as well. Last lost to Jessica I back in 2019. And if I'm not mistaken, Jessica I may have lost. No, I think she probably did make weight. But lots of wins here. Alexis Davis, Tatiana Bernardo. So let's take a look here. Katlyn, she's another one that's just fought the best of the best, just beat Cynthia Calvillo, lost to Jessica Andrade. I did feel, I think I failed to mention this fight is at flyweight. Beat Antonina Shevchenko. A lot of people were surprised. I was not. For that, loses to the champ, Valentina. So, she really only loses to the top tier of that division, but I think she did make a statement that last fight, beating Cynthia Calvillo. Let's take a look at what the odds have to say. If I can get to the right place. Chookagian, a minus 150 slight favorite. Viviane, plus 125 slight underdog. I tend to go with the odds in this one. Going with Katlyn Chookagian. Oh my gosh. El Kakui. Tony Ferguson. Again, right under a title fight, not in a title fight, but he has had a rough go lately, going up against Beneil Dariush. So let's take a look at Tony. Had some bad luck, but again, Tony only fights the tops of his division. Okay? So, let's see here. I'm gonna go into nope. I messed that up. I messed that up. All right, let's go to the odds here, and then I'm going to try a little clubhouse action for the main event here. No, let's not go to the odds. Okay. So Tony Ferguson only losing to the tops of the tops here, okay? For that wins over Don Cerrone, Anthony Pettis, Kevin Lee. The only person in that division that he has not fought are Conor McGregor and Khabib Nurmagomedov, okay? But, hey, Charles just kind of handled him a bit. Gaethje handled him too. He had a really long training camp kind of heading into that. So, interesting. Let's see, UFC 262. I'm going to go here to the odds real quick. Before that, I'm sorry, I need to give Benny his due. I mean, this guy hasn't lost since Mike Chiesa, a big Mike Chiesa back in 2016. Is that right? No. Gosh, no. Okay. Sorry, he also has losses to Edson Barboza. His last one was to Alex Hernandez during the Hernandez UFC debut and kind of starched him and surprised him, but that was in 2018. So yeah. Let's see here. The win streak now. Thiago Moses, Drew Dober, Frank Camacho, Drakkar Klose, Scott Holtzman, Diego Ferreira. And now we'll see what he's going to do against Tony. So let's see here. Tony Ferguson is the dog here. Plus 125. Dariush minus 145. Slight favorite. How do you pick against El Kakui? I don't know. It's insane to think that I may be about to. But, the people that Tony has lost to are the number one in the division. So it's insane. And there we go. So I don't know how that works, honestly. But hang on here, let me check. Yeah, but oh man, I'm torn here. Tony or Benny. Finkel and Ihorn. Aye. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Tony Ferguson here on this one. So Tony it is. Okay. Next up. Charles Oliveira. Michael Chandler. I need all the concentration for this one. all the concentration. Because this is another very tough fight to pick. Okay? When was the last time Charles Oliveira lost? 2017 against Paul Felder. Wow. Wow. And what does this do for Paul Felder if he wins this fight and, Paulie gets a fight somewhere in between there, wins in impressive fashion? I don't know. Could be a nice way to set up a rematch. So let's take a look at the win streak here. Clay Guida, Christos Giagos, Jim Miller, David Tamer, Nick Lentz, Jared Gordon, Kevin Lee, Tony Ferguson. Damn. Let's take a look at the Chan, man. Just beat Dan Hooker in his UFC debut back in January. For that, he beats Benson Henderson in Bellator. Beats Sidney Outlaw in Bellator. Loses to Patricio Pitbull in Bellator, though. That's back in 2019. He's got a bit of a spotty record here. Avenged the loss against Brent Primus. Randy Gertz in there. So interesting. But let's take a look at the odds before I make a call here. Oliveira is the slight favorite, minus 135. You got near even going to bet for Michael Chandler at plus 110. Okay? I love Michael Chandler. I'm a Michael Chandler fan. I went to the University of Missouri where he wrestled. So how do I pick against him? I listen. He gets those, early round flurries and knocks people out. This is what Michael Chandler does. Oliveira, though, if he can survive that first round, I don't know what's going to happen. The wrestling of Michael Chandler is supreme, but the grappling of Charles Oliveira is just crazy, and he looks like he's coming into his crazy dad bod strength. So what are you going to do there? I don't know. And it's kind of insane that he's coming into that. So, man, that's amazing. It really is amazing. But I do think that I am going to go with Charles Oliveira here. Yeah, Charles Oliveira and new. And, I don't think it's quite as an exciting fight. I think that the Dustin Connor fight coming up in July, that's going to be for the title. Or number one contender, sorry, not for the title. So I think whoever wins that fight is next in line to fight the winner of the Oliveira Chandler fight, and I think it's Oliveira. So that is it. Okay, so thank you to everyone that tuned in, and we'll get back on schedule next week and do this a bit earlier. So I guess until next time, I gotta say shalom.
Please remember to support the podcast by visiting the affiliate links on AaronSaysWhat.com.
Did we just become best friends?
Yep.